be honest with me. Am I the only one who thought that Jey Uso versus Logan Paul was happening at WWE Backlash? Because it's not. I guess they never did fully announce Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for Backlash. It seemed like that's where they were going.
That title, I'm gonna take it from you in less time than you held the Intercontinental Championship.
But no, this world title not defended at Backlash. I'm doing a prediction video because this is a wrestling YouTube channel, and by YouTube law, I must do a prediction video. And so I went to confirm the matches, and I'm like, holy crap. No Logan Paul and Jey Uso. It's like, what are we doing here? I'm sorry, I'm just dumbfounded. I am dumbfounded that this world title is not being defended at Backlash. But the good news is I'm defending this world title, and I'm not going to give it up until I hit 20,000 subscribers. Because yes, I'm going to give it away. At 20,000 subscribers, I give it away on my quest to quit the day job and produce wrestling content full time. Try to say that 5 times fast. How do you win it though? All you got to do is comment below. You comment below, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. And then also, if you could, maybe a thumbs up. No, definitely a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that thumbs up. Give me a little thumbs up. Mwah. That was awkward. But you know what else is awkward? The fact that I thought Jey Uso versus Logan Paul was happening. So, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to predict that, but I will predict Dirty Dom defending his title belt against Penta. Very rare that we have so many mid-card titles being defended on a PLE. Usually those are reserved for Raw or afterthoughts. I am just so amazed and proud of Dominic Mysterio in that I don't even think of him as Rey Mysterio's kid anymore. I view them as like 2 separate entities that have nothing to do with each other. It's just insane that Dominic Mysterio was able to outgrow the shadow that is Rey Mysterio.
But I am the greatest Mysterio of all time, and I just wanted to put that out there one more time.
And that's a compliment too, by the way. If anybody thought that was a negative, like kudos to you, Dirty Dom. Kudos to you, Dirty Dom, for that. So like, so happy for you. Like amazed by your talent that you could do that. And Penta, pretty cool too. Okay, so this match is a little bit of a tough one. I could see. Like, I would also say, oh, it's too early for Dominic to lose his title, but then again, it's like, if anybody can lose the title that quick, you know, just be a transitional champion, and it not really affect them at all, it would be Dominic Mysterio. And what if this was a way to get the title on Chad Gable? Ooh, wait a second. I went into this thinking that Dirty Dom was going to win, but now I'm beginning to think otherwise. Literally breaking news in my head. What if Penta wins? Okay, let's do this together here. So Dirty Dom just won the title, but we got Penta, who is like, you know, he's Penta. A lot, you know, they're trying to push him. Now Rey Fenix is on SmackDown, and maybe they bring them back for the Lucha Brothers, but it seems like they're keeping them apart because Fenix has something going on with like Santo Escobar and Andrade. So that means Penta is going to be a singles guy for a little bit. Dominic could be transitional. It wouldn't really matter. There's Finn Balor. Finn Balor definitely seems like there's some kind of jealousy going on. If Solo Sikoa doesn't get involved in his match with the jealousy of Jacob Fatu, then we could have Finn, his jealousy, cost Dominic the match, because there's also Chad Gable who's kind of around, and also Grande Americano. Who knows? Grande Americano beat Phoenix. Maybe he's going after Penta next, or maybe Chad Gable is going after Penta next. Grande Americano won the Speed title. Maybe Chad Gable wants to win a title of his own. Seems like the IC belt has been his dream. I'm going crazy here. I was like, for sure Dominic was going to win, but he's a transitional champion for the bigger story of Penta and Chad Gable finally getting that push. There we go. I'm going for it. I'm doing it. I'm going against the grain. Penta, your new Intercontinental champion. I'm not very confident on that one, but like, it feels right. It feels right. Sorry, Dirty Dom. I love you, buddy, and I wish you could hold that title for longer. But I'm going Penta. That's who I think is going to win. Not who I want to win. I do think that I would like Dominic to carry the title to SummerSlam, but this is where I'm going. I'm going Penta. Next up is Gunther versus Pat McAfee. I want to start off by saying thank you, Pat McAfee, for bringing an element of chaos to the announce booth that I feel was good chaos. I did, past tense, enjoy your run as a commentator, as an announcer, but it's past tense, buddy, because my prediction is simple. Pat McAfee is gonna die. Yes, Gunther's gonna murder him. I know there are some people out there that are actually thinking that Pat McAfee has a chance, and they're just going to knock Gunther down a couple more pegs on the aura meter, but no way, no how. Gunther is going to kill Pat McAfee so bad that the War Raiders are going to have to go back to being the Viking Raiders so they can push Pat McAfee's dead body out to sea in a Viking burial because he fought valiantly in the face of impossible opposition, and that's the key word here, impossible, because Gunther, he will not lose. It is impossible for Gunther to lose this match. I have no doubts whatsoever. In all of the multiverse, the only way that Gunther loses in certain timelines to Pat McAfee is because there are travel issues. There are travel issues. He doesn't make it to the arena, thus he has to forfeit. But every timeline that Gunther actually steps foot in the building, Pat McAfee dies a horrible death. I hope that Pat McAfee's family does not watch this PLE because Gunther is going to tear him to shreds. Now, I do want to say this. I am a Pat McAfee fan, and I am going to miss him on commentary. Maybe we can bring Corey Graves in because there will be nothing left. There will be nothing left of Pat McAfee other than memories. R.I.P. Pat McAfee, you are dead meat. You will get about 2 minutes of offense in an 8-minute match. You will have maybe 2 roll-ups, and I will for a second believe that you are about to pin him in one of these said roll-ups, but at the end of the day, you die, and you are pushed off to sea, my friend, and I salute you, though. You stood up for your friend Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee, like, kudos to you. You made it. You followed your dream all the way to death by Gunther. You told Stephanie recently that
I've been a Pro Bowler multiple times. I kicked off a Super Bowl, and getting asked to go be a part of the NXT kickoff panel, and I viewed it as the greatest day of my life.
That NXT, when they called you, that was the happiest day of your life, being a part of WWE. So it's only fitting that the worst day of your life will also be part of WWE. And the worst day of your life will be Gunther. Everybody's calling it. Everybody is saying that Goldberg is going to appear. That this feud is actually a conduit to the greater feud of Gunther versus Goldberg. And Goldberg will retire. People thinking maybe that'll happen at SummerSlam. They are saying, YouTubers abound are saying it. People in the comment sections are saying it. And I'm like, Goldberg, la 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 la. Don't want to hear that name. La la. I just don't. Oh God, Goldberg. Anyways, unfortunately, I believe it's going to happen. I think Gunther, after he makes Pat McAfee into a smear, a stain on his shoe, I believe that Goldberg is going to come out and, spear Gunther. And yeah, that's what I think is going to happen as well. Because who else could it be? Bronson Reed could come out and do that, but then he'd have to be a face. They just got rid of Braun Strowman. There's really no big guys. Maybe Sheamus. I guess Sheamus could actually do it. It has to be somebody who's going to stick up for the little guy. Because Pat McAfee stuck up for the little guy in Michael Cole, so who's going to stick up for Pat McAfee? Actually, Sheamus could work because Pat McAfee is very much a it's fight night kind of guy. Sheamus not doing nothing. Oh, how about that? Let's pivot to Sheamus. I don't think they're going to do that. but maybe. I'm going to use this as a soundbite. I think Sheamus is actually the one that's going to come out. Now, if Sheamus does come out, I'll come back to this video and I'll clip that and be like, told you guys. But honestly, if I'm being honest, I think this is where Goldberg actually does appear. But then again, maybe Sheamus could appear here. Sheamus appears then, because SummerSlam is far away, Sheamus versus Gunther for like maybe 2 PLEs. Then Sheamus is getting destroyed. Then we get Goldberg coming out. Nah, Goldberg comes out here. I think Goldberg comes out here. I'm calling it. I'm calling Goldberg. Or Sheamus. I don't know. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Now I'm kind of like, I'm booking all these things on the fly here. I walked into this video knowing what I was going to say, and then suddenly saying something else. Like, who am I? Who are you? Answer me. Sheamus comes out. Sheamus comes out, and this then leads to a couple fights where Sheamus loses and Goldberg appears before SummerSlam. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. And we'll come back to this video if that happens, and we'll be like, look what Wrestlechop said. We gotta take some chances every once in a while. Take some chances. And I am gonna throw this out there too. Here is a bet. I'm so confident that Pat McAfee is going to lose that if he wins, I will put a Goldberg poster right there for 7 videos. And I would hate that. I would hate that. Thank you. Roman Reigns acknowledged me for that idea. But Pat McAfee's not going to win, so there will be no need for that poster. So now that Goldberg has ruined the PLE, let's see if the other matches can salvage the PLE. We have Lyra versus Becky. I don't think the crowd is going to be fully invested in Lyra yet. I know that she's been having a hard time getting over, but this feud with Becky is helping her. I do think, though, that Becky will win because Becky needs to become a Grand Slam champion. She's trying to get Lyra over, so this feud won't be done, but the best way to get Lyra over might be from a sympathetic standpoint, and if she loses the title, then the face, Lyra, can get sympathy from the fans as she goes on a quest to get it back. And then Bayley. There seems to be a feud brewing with Bayley on the horizon because Becky took Bayley out to get her spot. Then she's been like just calling Bayley out left and right. Oh, Bayley's garbage. I think she said garbage about 3,800 times on Raw.
She's garbage. I took out the garbage. The garbage has been taken out. I took out the garbage. Can't believe you took out the garbage. When somebody takes out the garbage, thank you for taking out the garbage. Regular garbage, but she's still garbage. What is garbage?
And I don't know, though, if this is the spot for Bayley to return. It is Backlash from WrestleMania, so it would be an actual perfect spot for Bayley to return. But if Bayley returns now, then Lyra kind of gets overshadowed. So I'm thinking, because we are having a Goldberg return, and I'm thinking Bayley doesn't come back yet. I think Bayley's going to wait just a little bit. Maybe Bayley comes back around SummerSlam time, and Becky and Lyra will have a couple back and forths until then. And yeah, I could see that. I could see Bayley costing Becky the title eventually, so Bayley and Becky can have a match at SummerSlam, and Lyra then can go off as champion once more. But for right now, Lyra loses her title to Becky. The Fatal 4-Way up next. We got Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. This can easily be Jacob Fatu. I don't know who's going to actually take the pin. You know, honestly, they'll probably make Drew. They'll probably make Drew take the pin. Somehow, some way, Drew takes the pin. But yeah, I do believe that. I don't know. I don't have much to say here, other than the only way I could see Jacob losing if Solo plays his hand now and costs him the title, because we're setting it up where Solo is definitely not liking how Jacob has treated him and how Jacob has become a bigger star than him. So you can see and feel the jealousy coming from Solo Sikoa. And I'm thinking if Solo attacked here, it could cost Jacob the title. I think it's way too soon to take the belt off of Jacob, though. And I'm giving Jacob a win. I'm thinking he pins Damian Priest. It seems like they're starting to take Damian Priest down a couple notches.
Look at the eyes of Priest.
Come on, stop.
I'm okay with that. I hope they don't go too far. I'm not a huge Damian Priest fan, but I don't want to sacrifice all of 2024 in building him up to a main event player just so they can job him out now to everybody. I think him and LA Knight, maybe, they kind of have some kind of disagreement, and Jacob Fatu takes advantage and pins Damian Priest here. Hopefully Priest and LA Knight then can go and have a feud. I don't care. I do care. I would love for LA Knight to be the one that turns heel in this situation, though I think it would benefit Priest more to turn heel. But I think we could also have them just be faces and have a face versus face kind of sort of feud going on. Maybe they can have a match at Saturday Night Main Event, and then they can be one of the bigger stories in the ladder match for Money in the Bank, because that's actually looming on the horizon as well. But ultimately, Jacob Fatu wins, and I don't know when Solo betrays, but not yet. Hopefully we get the Tribal Chief to come back. You know who I'm talking about, Tonga Loa. Backlash is Tonga Loa's 1 year anniversary. Now it actually, his 1 year anniversary was a couple weeks back because WrestleMania was so long into the year, but Backlash is when Tonga Loa did appear, and who knows, maybe we get the infamous one back on our screens. And that would be good though, because Solo Sikoa has been taking a lot of the beatings lately. He needs another bloodline member to be cannon fodder for everybody. And then we get to our main event, Randy Orton versus John Cena. John Cena wins. All right, boys and girls, have yourselves a good day. That's pretty much it though. It's like, come on. Like, the video should be just over now, but I gotta stretch it out because I feel like I need to talk about this match for at least a minute. Like, for real, like, does anybody really think Randy Orton's gonna win? I wish he would. Honestly, I wish he would, and not because I'm a John Cena hater. I just think that it would just be great if John Cena won an 18th title, a 19th title. I would love to hot potato this belt like they did back in the late 2000s. Literally John Cena and Randy Orton. Why do you think they have such a high number of title reigns? Those two just would trade wins and losses to each other, back and forth, trade the titles, hot potato. So, like, I would love if Randy Orton won the title, and then at Saturday Night's Main Event, John Cena won the title back. Oh, but people would be mad about that, and they would think that John Cena's heel turn is then ruined. Well, who cares? He wants to ruin everything anyways,
I am going to ruin wrestling.
So, yeah, but no, I don't think Triple H. I don't think he's brave enough, to be honest with you. I don't think he's brave enough to do it, which is crazy because, he's brave enough to turn John Cena heel, but are you brave enough? Are you brave enough, Triple H, to just, throw some monkey wrenches in your own plan? What does it matter? I don't exist to Triple H.
The internet's not real life.
So, no, I think that John Cena wins, unfortunately. And again, not because I don't like the heel John Cena. I actually don't mind it, with the exception of that horrible WrestleMania 41 match. And I did rebook WrestleMania 41, so go check out yesterday's video if you haven't already. But yeah, John Cena is your winner, unfortunately. So there you have my Backlash predictions. Please tell me what your Backlash predictions are in the comments below. That will also get you a chance to win the belt that I talked about earlier if you're a subscriber. Boys, girls, have yourself a great day, and I'll see ya for Friday Night SmackDown, the hot takes, the Backlash, and then the hot takes, and then Raw, and then the hot takes. See ya.